I guess we're rolling. My camera's rolling. Barbara, I ain't got your last name. You want to say it, but I'm passing by. I'm panning around. We're on a beautiful day, this is April 3rd, 2012, and day before yesterday, I put up some film on the Transcendia channel where I'm doing. This is really a radio show because nobody wants to look at me anymore. I'm getting all tore up. But by the time I get done with this, I want, as I heal and all, I'm trying to get people to accept me as a radio announcer at least, because I did radio and I trained for that. And anyway, what I got to say today is one of the things I didn't mention in my last show was that this guy, hey Barbara, do me a favor. Look on the back of there. Is that little light flickering? Keep going.
Yes, it is.
Okay. Camera's still rolling. This is low budget right here. I'll tell you. I'm shooting this with a little 8 megapixel Olympus 280, and I'll tell you, this camera's been a great camera. It won't do single frame. If it did single frame, I'd be making my wife more famous because she's got all these journals and books. She's got all this stuff in I need to shoot as a kinesthesis work. However, anyway, this idea that these guys, some people from some company, were asking for somebody's Facebook password. Now, that was ridiculous, asking for the Facebook password. And to do something, read their private mail, which is ridiculous. Who thinks that they can write? I mean, if I'm hiring... And what is also further ridiculous is that the owner of Facebook, when he heard this news, I ain't heard nothing about him saying, what in God's name are employers thinking they can do, asking people to use my invention, Facebook, for their passwords. I mean, he ought to make himself publicly available and be telling every employer and everybody that he is against that, because it just makes his, it just makes if anybody wants to know about what you're doing on Facebook, all they got to do is look on Facebook. If they want to look at your private mail, what kind of person are they in the first place? And also, I've done study now for Transcendia, my followers, and I've finally seen where all the political scientists say that the parliamentary system of governance and as a democracy is the best, the longest lasting, and as a presidential, while the United States has tried very hard and done very well as long as it could, that the time has run out for that, and that and if we really had any sense in the United States, all of us would just say, well, we did our best with a presidential system of democratic governance, and with a Senate and a Congress and a judiciary, and it's just come to the end of the road. And one of the main people who has done the most to destroy it is this guy, Newt Gingrich, because he created animosity between Republicans and Democrats at such a level when he first came in, not letting them work together and learn to get to know each other and go out and drink together and all like that. He was very profoundly a figure in... dividing line there. He was a very profound, destructive figure in our history, and for people to support him and vote for him is ridiculous. Or it's very, very sad. And I believe now that it's time for somebody like Obama. Obama needs to be... Now, a congressman called down, and he told us, Congressman told us Ward Knives down there in Utah's federal prison to give this guy, Tim DeChristopher, a fighter for the environment, who had just off the cuff gotten involved in a bid over land of the federal government. He just heard them that they were going to auction off this land, and he started bidding. And it turns out that they didn't even own the land they were bidding, and they hated him so much they went out of their way. He would covered it all right as best he could, but he participated. He made sure that we know that there's shenanigans and corruption going on. And our democracy is really dangerously close to becoming as flawed as Haiti's because of light, bright, near-white racism, plus the murkiness of the deeds. Now, property rights are very important, and Haiti's property rights have been destroyed. Poor people can't own land, and it has a lot to do with how deeds have been murked up, and they're being murked up by the banks, Bank of America has been a major player in destruction of the quality of deeds in the United States. So as this time progresses, I'm just saying Obama needs to show some. People don't really get it when he starts talking about all this stuff. He needs to do something for somebody, and I'm saying he ought to just reach down and say, this guy Tim DeChristopher has had enough, and he pardoned him. Just pardon him. And I'm turning around. I'm going to do everything I can, whatever I can say, find out how we can get this warden who would bow to the. I mean, whatever warden would just go along with some powerful person calling down and saying, hurt this person, and for no reason. If a warden would do that, that's unethical and all kinds of other stuff. You can describe it. Well, this Warden Ives in Utah Federal Prison should be fired. And however he can be fired, he ought to happen. And that's pretty much what I had to say today. And I think all United States citizens need to think about it and say to hell with it. We've had enough. And a parliamentary system, political scientists say, is the best. And let's go for it and change our governance, our democracy over to the parliamentary system. There's two of them. We can take a pick. But let's see. There's a green political science scientist at Hofstra. I've read about this years, but he wrote an essay that finally put me over the edge to go ahead and say I'm going to use that. Now, nothing works if you don't believe in it, and I got my man Garth Oyman on it, and we've been talking about it a little bit. Sue Himmelstein, she's another person. Got to have 7 people to make your government happen. You got revolutions happening on the part of 7. That's why I got Samurai 7 and all like that. But anyway, that's what I had to say today, and I was covering some issues that I missed in my last transmission. Thank you very much.